I'm just a working mom doing my own dip powder nails. I'm not a trained professional. My hope is to inspire you by sharing my own creations. Enjoy! I am getting ready to take off my Halloween nails. I fell a little behind getting started with these videos, so expect some bonus Halloween manicures next year. I like to use my high-speed Dremel to scuff off that shine to help minimize soak-off time in the acetone bath. I've also started to do this the night before so that it saves me a little bit of time the day of my nails, and every minute saved is awesome. I like watching these high-speed action shots. If you'll notice, I use them a lot in my videos. And here's what my nails look like after I have them all scuffed up, and they'll keep just fine until I soak them off in the morning. In 2 weeks, I'm set up in my sunroom for my dip powder nail removal. I have my bowl of very warm water, my 2 quart-sized freezer bags with a paper towel in each one, and my 100% acetone nail polish remover. And we're going to be removing our Halloween nails, and we're going to be starting our falling leaves manicure. So excited to make the change to move on to the next season. As always, here we go. 8 minutes in, I've made pretty good progress. I do have some more left on that glitter nail, and that's to be expected. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue my soak. I'm probably gonna add a little more acetone to the bags and warm up my water a little bit, but almost there. It's been another 8 minutes and we've achieved complete dip powder nail removal, so yay. So our total soak time was under 20 minutes, which is pretty good. Remember, when you have that hand in the bag with the acetone and the paper towel, you need to be rubbing those nails the whole time to achieve that nice quick soak off time. So mission accomplished. The nail prep. Gotta do it every time to achieve those long-lasting results of 2 weeks or more. Starting here with pushing back the cuticles to let out that newly grown nail. Be gentle. This should not feel uncomfortable in any way. Next step of the prep is the buff. Use a fine grit sanding block to gently remove the shine of the natural nail, concentrating mainly on the newly exposed nail near the cuticles. Buff the remaining nail only lightly. At this point, I'm going to use a medium grit file to shape my nail tips and edges. I'm already trimmed to my desired length, and as you can see, I'm a fan of the square tip. After filing, I scrubbed my nails using a nail brush and Dawn dish soap to clean off the excess debris and oils. Then finally wiped them with acetone to prepare for dip application. For my first 2 coats of dip, I use build powder because I like the additional strength and shaping it provides to the final manicure. This is not necessary, so you can skip it if you'd like. I apply the first layer in a skinny strip down the center of the nail about 3/4 of the length so that it does not go all the way to the cuticle. I've applied the liquid base coat and now dipping it in the build powder and tapping off the excess. The second coat of build powder that I apply is a slightly wider strip not all the way to the side edges, and even a bit shorter than the first layer. I tried this color changing dip powder over the summer and fell in love with it because it gave me an automatic ombre effect, where it's a darker orange red at the tips and light yellow orange over the nail bed. So, kind of a cheat, but as it turns out, my favorite way to ombre. I prefer to apply 3 coats of color. The first layer I only apply to 2/3 of the nail. With multiple layers, I find this helps minimize dip thickness at the cuticle ultimately. Watch that you're not applying the base coat liquid too thick to prevent pooling at the edges. I'm going to get going on my second coat of color. You can notice that the color has lightened over the area of my nail bed because of body heat. There's that automatic ombre I was talking about with this color changing dip. This layer I'm applying closer to, but not all the way to the cuticle, leaving a little space for my third coat of color. I like to apply the base coat over the previous dip layer first to better control how much liquid I'm placing. Then I move down to the open nail area when there's less base coat liquid on the brush. Color coat number 3. This layer I'll apply over the entire nail. I am really enjoying the ombre that's happening here. A note I'll make here is that sometimes I end up dipping a nail for a second time if there's soak through to be sure all the base coat gets set with powder. I'm going to take a little time after applying my 3 coats of color to make small corrections, especially at the side edges, to keep the overall shape under control. Now at this point, I have not yet hardened using activator, so this should be done carefully. To go with my beautiful autumn orange ombre, I will be applying some falling leaf stickers kind of randomly to all my nails. And in an effort to create a good surface for the sticker to adhere to, I will apply a coat of base coat and let it dry without dipping it in powder. I've decided to add a second coat of base coat to smooth this over a little more. This is kind of another cheat to avoid an extra round of activating, filing, and buffing. Now remember, the whole point of this was to create a smooth surface for the stickers to stick to. It's sticker fun time. I've chosen leaf stickers that incorporate colors within my color changing dip ombre range, so they look like they belong. I'm trying to place them somewhat randomly to give the vibe of falling leaves. I use my sticker application tweezers and a small piece of rubber to press them on to avoid finger oils. Stickers are all on. There's a bit more dipping to go. I want to both encapsulate the stickers as well as protect the color layers from later filing. Therefore, I will apply 2 coats of clear dip powder. The first coat not applied all the way to the cuticle in a continued effort to minimize the dip thickness there. For my second coat of clear dip powder, I will apply over my entire nail. I find it interesting that the nails remain cool during all the product application and retain this all over reddish orange color. until they warm back up later. Ooh, the stickers look so pretty. These are exciting times when you start to get a glimpse of what that final result is going to be. All done applying dip, my friends. Now I will apply a generous coat of activator to harden those multiple dip powder layers. I let that activator set over at least 10 minutes. This is a good point at which to take a bathroom or lunch break, as you can't really mess them up once hardened. The remaining steps are simply meant to perfect the final manicure's appearance. Using a coarse grit file board, I will shape the nails, especially along the sides to keep them straight, but all over as well to ensure an appropriately rounded nail surface, and straightening the nail tip as well. Just be sure not to file through all the clear dip and damage the stickers. I'm going to follow that coarse filing with some smoothing using a fine grit sanding block. In an effort to produce a very smooth, shiny nail, I'm going to soft buff them as well. You can see the difference with that final buffing step. And I'm going to use some cotton rounds to go ahead and wipe away all the remaining powder debris. Then I'm going to go ahead and apply a final light coat of activator and let that sit for at least 10 minutes before starting to apply the top coats. And this second coat of activator is actually pretty important because it does allow the top coat to fast cure, so you really have to do this part. Here I did kind of goof and forgot to record my first layer of top coat. So what I did was I applied that first layer using just a few quick strokes. You don't want to overwork that first layer. Sometimes you can get brush hardening if it gets mixed in too much. And by the time I'm applying this second coat, top coat, I did go ahead and switch my brushes for new brushes from my cleaner bottles, because I do get that hardening, but that is okay. It allows me to go ahead and continue finishing my manicure without the crunchy brushes. And here is that final glamour shot. Once they're all cured, I've also applied cuticle oil and hand lotion to nourish that skin. I really do love the autumn vibes with this orange tone ombre with falling leaves. Thanks for checking out my nail design with me. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment with any questions or feedback.